Hi everyone, welcome to Spellbinder's 12 Days of Stitchmas Advent Calendar. As the name suggests, it's all about stitching, and we're starting off with day one, this beautiful layered Christmas tree. Over the next few days, I'll be decorating a small Christmas tree, and I hope that you're able to join me. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but this is the first Advent calendar that I've ever had. I've bought them, I've made them, but always for somebody else. So needless to say, it's pretty exciting opening up these little boxes of paper crafting goodness. The 3 layers that make up the Christmas tree are made up of 2 dies for each layer. The detailed stitching die is centered in the outline die, and I use a little bit of low-tack tape to hold it in place. These are die cut from a black metallic cardstock that really looks more like a dark gray. The outline die is used on its own to cut a base layer. The 3 garlands are cut from this beautiful deep purple glitter cardstock. I cut both the star and the ornament hanger from gold cardstock 2 times each. The stitching detail is going to be done in purple embroidery thread. The floss is too thick to be used on its own, so I divide it in half. I start off by threading my needle through one of the die cut holes, and then when I get to the tail of my thread, I use a little bit of Scotch tape to hold everything in place. All of Spellbinder's stitching dies have score lines, making it very clear where you are to place your stitches. If you are not a fan of stitching, these dies look equally as beautiful with or without the stitches. If you are a seasoned stitcher, this will take you no time at all to put together. And for anyone who is new to stitching, this is a great place to start a nice, simple project. When a stitch is completed, I use my thumb to hold it in place as I do the next one. I try to keep my stitches fairly taut on these cardstock elements. And when I'm finished, I use a little bit of Scotch tape again to hold my thread in place. When I'm finished stitching, these elements will be adhered to the plain die cuts. I don't use Tombow glue very often. What I don't like about it is actually what I love about it in this application. When this adhesive dries, it is tacky, and it is also repositionable. The adhesive is dotted on, getting good coverage on the backs of each of these layers. And then they're set aside to dry, and you'll know that it's dry because the white adhesive will become clear. The stitch layer is then adhered to the plain die cut one. The 2 die cuts are lined up and pressed together. The stitching will be secure, and the actual double die cut will be very flat. I mentioned that this glue is repositionable for a while, which I actually had to take advantage of. I need to pop in the ornament hanger, so I opened up the top of the tree. The star and the ornament hanger are cut from specialty paper, so they're white on the back. They're symmetrical, so I did double die cuts and backed one onto the other. Now I can take my ornament hanger and slip it into the top of the tree where I opened it up. The glue is still tacky, and I just press it together. And then I adhere my star to the top of the tree. I've got it on nice and straight. I don't want it to slip, and so I reach for one of my favorite crafting tools, my reverse tweezers. Each layer is decorated with the sparkly garlands. At the top of each layer, there is a plain oval. That is where the adhesive is added, and the layers are put together to form the tree. And as I put the layers together, I do use my reverse tweezers and keep them in place for several seconds so that my tree does not slip out of alignment. The same embroidery thread, not split down the middle though, is used to create the tie for the ornament. Adhesive is added to the dot detail of the garland, and I'm going to put on some beautiful gold crystals. A jewel picker makes this an easy task. I wouldn't want to try it without it. Because my star topper is the same cardstock as the ornament hanger, it doesn't stand out enough, so I'm going to add in some Nouveau Gold glitter drops. And after I've applied it, I use a craft pick just to make sure that the gel is out to the edge of the star and is nice and smooth. And it's ready for the Christmas tree. A quick and easy but beautiful project with Spellbinder's 12 Days of Stitchmas Advent Calendar. Day 1 was wonderful, and I can't wait to share Day 2 with you. I hope you'll join me again, and as always, I appreciate your visit.